So if you want to like do the lead into that question again, and I'll run it.
All right, so I mean, we said anything can happen at LAN.
Yeah, we did.
Anything can happen around LANs as well.
Anything can happen on the way to LAN.
Anything can happen on the way to LAN. And I think, personally, in my opinion, you have the best anything can happen on the way to LAN story that I have ever heard. And I am desperate to be the one to share it.
There are better stories that happened at LAN, but I think in terms of travel, I win.
Yeah.
The
Hands
first esports event I ever attended was Split 2 playoffs year 2 ALGS. It was Stockholm. I was there as media, and yeah. So I get my flights booked. I am flying from the city where I live in the UK to Schiphol, which is Amsterdam. I'm meeting up with SirDel from, at the time, GMT, currently KCP. And we're getting a flight to, not Stockholm, Arlanda, which is just on the outside of Stockholm. And yeah, so we get there and we're texting each other, because me and Del have never met in person at this point. So I'm really sniffly. I really hope that's not obnoxious for you. Yeah, me and Del have never met in person at this point, so we're texting each other. What time do you get in? My flight looks like it's getting delayed. Oh, my flight looks like it's getting delayed. And so after a bit of Googling, we find out there are crazy amounts of strikes at Schiphol Airport. Half of it's under construction, so they're running like half runways. And I'm like, oh, this doesn't look good. So I think we were meant to land in Schiphol at like 7 local, and we land at like 11:30 local. Oh, I do. Del's been there for like an hour at this point. And I get there and I meet up with him, and he's like, yeah, no flights. They don't run flights until the morning. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And so they're like, yeah, we maybe have you on a flight tomorrow. Come back early. And we're like, okay, airport opens at 7. We'll get her like 7:30, and we'll be there by like lunchtime.
Mm-hmm. Definitely not lunchtime the following day or anything like that.
We're getting there. And then so I'm like, okay, where are we sleeping? Like because the airline's gonna hook us up with a hotel, right? And he's like, oh yeah, because of how many people are affected, they don't have any hotels, so they've given us, I think it was either 100 or 150 euro coupon, essentially, that was Monopoly money. Like, it did nothing.
It stuffed in a little envelope, just frisbeed out.
It probably would have done stuff at like the airport adjacent hotels, but because of all the disruption, like, we couldn't go to those. And it's like, I left my house at like 9 that day, and it's now midnight. Midnight local, so it's like an extra 2 hours on top. My phone's dead, and Del's phone's dead. And so we're just like, fuck it, let's just walk, you know, there are signs for hotels and stuff. And so we're just going into all of these hotels. We're like, hey, do you have any vacancies? Like, the cheapest room possible, just a bed, please. And we get the normal, like, no, go away. Leave us alone, you strange tourists. And we keep walking. I think it's like the 10th or something hotel we try. We go in and we're like, hey, we appreciate that it's like short notice and like awkward for you. We just need like the cheapest single room, just like one bed. And they're like, yeah, of course.
Come in, welcome.
And we're like, oh, sick, because I figured that would be like really obnoxious for most hotels. And then we get up to the hotel room and we realize why they're being really cool with these two really stressed looking guys trying to book the cheapest hotel room possible. And we'd walked a long way in Amsterdam to a certain part of Amsterdam where hotels come with facilities.
You're picking your words so carefully. I love it.
It's a sex hotel.
Yeah.
It's a sex hotel. There were many cupboards and drawers, all with like these like red satin bows on them, and we're just like, we're not opening that. The hotel, I can find you a photo of it.
Yeah.
Because we found the website, just to be like, was it? And it was.
Was it? It very clearly was.
The shower was in a glass cylinder in the middle of the room. I made him wait outside so I could have a shower, and it was, yeah, no, it was just...
Poor guy just standing out in the corridor.
But we'd, like, we'd known each other for like 6 hours, and then so like
it's bonding. It's bonding experience.
so the shower's in the morning, and we get in there, and we just kind of like dump our bags, and we're like, okay, night, I guess. And so we very awkwardly. I don't know how much you've interacted with SirDel. He's socially.
He's a lovely little guy.
You know, he's not. He was in a spooky social situation,
Yeah.
and it was very new to him, and he was very awkward.
Bless.
And so he just kind of like fully clothed. I think he had shoes on still. Like, I remember vividly, like, he had a belt on, and I was like, damn, he really is like.
He is fastened, like.
No,
contained.
not like that.
No, like.
No, I mean, like he
contained.
does not care at this point. He is
Yeah.
so beyond like I'm gonna get comfortable because he knows he's not. And so yeah, we share a bed, and then the next day Del flies, and my luggage flies to Copenhagen, and I don't, and I sleep in the sex hotel on my own that night. And then I make it to Sweden the day after, and they've lost my bag.
Ah.
So that was the first LAN event I ever went to. It was pretty
I
chill.
think that this one's been a bit better, except for having to deal with me.
No, you're great. It's Cameron Boys. Am I gonna get it? I have a story I might get in trouble for.
Go for it, and then we'll decide afterwards.
Last slam was a friend of mine. The day of, I think it was winners finals, fell on a friend of mine's birthday. And I'd promised her, I'd promised them previously that I was gonna sneak a cake in. And you're not allowed to bring food into the venue.
Yeah, if you're like press media staff, you can usually bring some food in, but normal guests definitely not.
I think it's like, you know, if it's obviously your lunch, you're fine. But I mean, it was a cake.
Birthday cake is, you know, different
So,
story.
But yeah, so I just made it my mission to like befriend all the staff and like, you know, just chat, be like, we get so many free refreshments in the play lounge, so I just go around handing them out to people.
You better be getting me some chocolate.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I really want some chocolate.
Yeah, me too, actually. And then when it came to the heist, I like the reverse heist because you're sneaking something in.
Yeah, reverse heist.
Smuggling, I guess. The contraband mission. I went up to the security and I sat my bag down. I went to unzip it and I was like, "Oh, you're right, mate." And he goes, "Oh, you're fine. Just go on in."
Your friend got the cake.
They did. It was good.
I think that's probably fine.
I think that's probably fine.
I mean, what are they going to do? Fine you for a cake?
Revoke my credentials from the event that finished 4 months ago.
Yeah.
I'll live. Blame Alliance.
It's a sacrifice that could be made.
That was the Alliance coach, not the Jlingz coach that did that.
Yeah. It wasn't a Jlingz coach. So
Jlingz
it
would
couldn't
never.
have actually been.
Jlingz would never.